Good evening to our global audience, and thank you for tuning in for this week's final edition of Primetime News. I'm Selima Shimwefeleni Masipa. Our lead story tonight. Several members of Parliament on Thursday have expressed their disappointment with the consultation process regarding the implementation of universal health coverage. Our Erongo region correspondent, Isabel Bento, filed our lead story.
According to the political representatives during the consultative engagement with members of Parliament in Swakopmund on Thursday, the absence of the Health Minister, Dr. Kalumbi Shangula, is an indication that he is not convinced about the Universal Health Coverage Programme. In response to the queries, the Health Ministry's Executive Director, Ben Nangombe, emphasized the importance of creating platforms where different stakeholders can become part and parcel of the universal health coverage journey through public consultations. This, according to Nangombe, means investing in the health and well-being of the Namibian people and not only reducing but overcoming entirely the challenges they face when they seek healthcare services. The universal healthcare coverage means that every individual and community should have access to quality and affordable health services without suffering undue financial hardship or financial catastrophe. It also includes access to essential medicines, therapeutics, vaccines, and technologies that are effective, safe, and of good quality.
Turning to wildlife crime, 3 anti-poaching security personnel working on a private farm in the Ocho district were arrested over the long weekend. They are accused of supplying rhino horns to suspects who were later apprehended at the Ocho Otavi roadblock. Here's more from this story.
A press statement issued by the Ministry of Environment, Forestry and Tourism on Thursday said the suspects, both Namibians, were arrested by a Namibian police force-led operation on 7th April 2023. Meanwhile, 2 suspects were arrested on 6th April 2023 at a mobile Nampol roadblock in the Tumeb Otavi Road for allegedly being found in possession of 2 fresh rhino horns. The suspects, Namibian Zakaria Johannes and Angolan Thomas Domingo, were suspected to have illegally entered the Etosha National Park to hunt rhino horns prior to their arrest. The statement revealed that the suspects appeared in court on Tuesday and were denied bail.
Moving on, the Ocho municipality is set to inaugurate a new satellite service center on Saturday. This center will provide essential social services to residents living in the town's informal areas. Mulisa Sibiasa filed this story.
The Ocho Municipality Strategic Executive Officer for Corporate Services, Bartholomew Abeb, in an interview with Nampa on Thursday said the Ocho Legacy Center, to be officially inaugurated by President Hage Geingob, is situated in the center of the 7 informal settlements. The center comprises a municipality satellite office equipped with prepaid water and electricity selling points, a mini police station with holding cells, a library fully resourced with computers and reading materials, a clinic, community hall, and ablution facilities. The construction of the center commenced in February 2016 under the then supervision of the Ocho Mayor, Marius Shea. The Ocho Legacy Center will serve over 3,000 inhabitants of the informal areas.
Turning our attention to neighboring South Africa, where President Cyril Ramaphosa announced on Thursday a major overhaul of the country's work visa system. The aim is to attract greater investment to the country. Let's take a closer look at this intriguing story.
South Africa will introduce a trusted employer scheme for qualifying companies and establish a points-based system to provide more flexible pathways for skills application in line with global best practices, said South African President Cyril Ramaphosa, noting that immigration reform has long been cited by many businesses as an area of concern. South Africa will introduce new visa categories for remote workers and startups to attract dynamic entrepreneurs and will also be expanding the e-visa system to include an additional 20 countries over and above the 14 that are currently eligible, and will extend the e-visa system to cover new visa categories such as study, business, and intra-company transfer visas, according to the president.
Your top roundup is up next. Welcome to Primetime Biz, the segment where we provide you with comprehensive analysis of the latest news and trends in the world of business and economics. Leading the segment, the Oshikoto B2 gold mine has announced the start of the implementation of its phased mine closure plan. The mine issued a media statement on Thursday stating that it will begin communicating with affected employees and stakeholders ahead of the plan's implementation. The downscaling of operations in accordance with the closure plan is set to begin in the first quarter of 2024.
B2 Gold acquired the Oshikoto gold mine from Oryx Gold in 2011, and the acquisition was followed by construction activities from April 2013 until the last quarter of 2014, when construction was completed. Its first gold was poured in December 2014, with the operations reaching the commercial production level in March 2015. The active lifespan of the mine, including the processing of low-grade stockpiles of gold, was estimated to be 9 years, which is the beginning of 2013, unless a significant open-pit discovery or extension to the underground reserves was made possible for the lifespan plan to increase. Based on the most recent life of mine plan, the open pit end of life is likely to end in 2014, with only 50% of the mining tonnage capacity, which is required in 2024. So far, the company has considered an alternative option of retrenchment of workers based on the ramp down schedule and the operational requirements. According to the statement, the retrenchment policy and criteria are currently unavailable as consultations with the Mine Workers Union of Namibia have not been finalized. The company promised to negotiate retrenchments in good faith and to be transparent in its communications.
The National Petroleum Corporation of Namibia, NAMCOR, has announced the opening of 2 new service stations in Rundu. The first service station is situated at the corner of Maria Mwengere Street and Independence Avenue in Kuhemu Informal Settlement, while the second is located in the Extension 4 neighborhood on Independence Avenue. NAMCOR officials inaugurated the service stations on Thursday. More details from this report.
One of the service stations is located at the corner of Maria Mwengere Street and Independence Avenue in Kuhemu Informal Settlement, while the second is located on Independence Avenue in the Extension 4 neighborhood. NAMCOR Public Relations and Communications Specialist Watara Hoveka said the 2 service stations will serve the community of Rundu with its fuel and lubricant needs. He said the service station in Kuhemu will serve its residents and those of Kaisosi among others, while the second service station will cater for residents of the upcoming Saoyemwa suburbs in the vicinity as well as the town's industrial area.
And that brings us to the end of our top news segment for tonight. Stay tuned for the economics roundup, followed by a detailed weather forecast. Welcome to Sport Planet. The 3x3 Special Olympics Namibia basketball team is gearing up for their inaugural appearance at the Special Olympics World Summer Games in Berlin, Germany later this year. The team has been working tirelessly for 4 years in preparation for the event. The 16th Special Olympics World Games, which will take place from 17 to 25 June 2023 in Berlin, will see more than 7,000 athletes from approximately 170 countries competing in 24 sports codes. Namibia will be represented in 3x3 basketball, cycling, and a marathon. James Mukua, the head coach of the 3x3 Special Olympics Namibia basketball team, expressed the team's excitement in an interview with the Namibia Press Agency recently, stating that they are looking forward to competing at the Games. On to European football news. Bayern Munich announced on Thursday that they have suspended forward Sadio Mane for 1 game due to misconduct following their Champions League loss to Manchester City this week. According to Bild newspaper, Mane hit former City winger Leroy Sané in the face, causing a cut lip after the game on Tuesday. As a result, Mane will not feature in Bayern's upcoming home game against 1899 Hoffenheim next Saturday and will also receive a fine. However, the 1-match suspension means that he will be available for manager Thomas Tuchel in Wednesday's return leg against Manchester City in Munich. Your sports roundup is up next. And with that, we've reached the end of this week's broadcast. Thank you for watching. From myself, Selima Shimwefeleni Masipa, and the entire production team, it's good night.